Hello everyone, welcome to our next session on strategic human resource management. So yesterday's session we discussed about little bit about SHRM, introduction to SHRM, then scope, then investment perspective of HR. We discussed about components of SHRM, then strategic fit, then some of the approaches like VRIO framework, the approaches like miles and stones, HR bundles approach, and best practice approach. And let us continue with the next approach, which is the SHRM approach in the Indian context. So this is strategic human resource management, especially with an Indian context. So this speaks about strategic human resource management, which is leading to integrated system model and HRD framework, then HRD itself as an approach. So again, HRD framework, which we have already discussed in our previous classes. Still, I'll just brief about this complete approach. So let me start with this integrated system model. See, many times even in examination, they might question you asking that discuss about the integrated model of strategic human resource management with reference to Indian context, something like that, or discuss about the integrated model or brief about the integrated system model with respect to strategic human resource management. So questions can be asked in such a way for 5 marks or 10 marks. So a strategic human resource management is a complex process continuously evolving in an organization. So it is the area which continuously evoking a lot of debates in order to embrace an effective culture in the organization. This concept involves traditional HRM practices occurring inside an organization as well. So the concept of SHRM integrates human resource consideration in order to solve complex problems. So SHRM also emphasizes over different set of policies that will help in addressing critical human resource challenges. So the only concern of this approach is to attain long-term sustainable goals, and the main purpose of this particular activity or the model is to embrace the long-term sustainable goals like it can be quality, culture, values, commitment, and even matching resources. So in recent times, there is a change in the working pattern even in the organization as well. So this has created a pressure on the organization. Not only in India, this also suffers complete worldwide. So it's very important to have an integrated system model which coordinates or cooperates with external as well as internal environment too. Next, speaking about HRD framework, it is one of the very simple model, I can say. It is a simple approach, and again it is mostly concerned to attain long-term sustainability. It is of course the general approach, and this includes the HRD framework itself speaks about the recruitment policies or the reward system or the motivational policies, the strategies or policies which you are bringing upon for employee engagement. And employee engagement is very necessary for an organization because to put a right person at the right place is not an easy task, and it involves lot of involvement from employees and employers as well. So it is an important aspect in any organization, especially in an organization, for example, like Toyota and all. It's very important to put the right employee at right place, because recruiting inefficient employee is very harmful for the growth of the organization. So it is the duty of the human resource department to focus on recruiting efficient employees. So this is important for an organization to avail efficient results by focusing on the various strategies that are associated with attaining desired result. So HRD as a whole, it also helps in developing upon steps like how you are motivating the employees to attain the required goals. Then it analyzes the strengths and weaknesses in the organization in order to provide an effective growth, and it tries to understand the organizational culture so that it is very easy for the HR department to manage the situations accordingly. And in order to remove the challenges at the ground level, it is very essential to evaluate all the strengths and weaknesses in the organization. So speaking about HRD as an approach, so it is choice for the company whether you have to adopt SHRM, or I'm not just speaking about SHRM, it is to adopt an effective SHRM policy. Actually, it is very necessary for an individual to figure out the most appropriate activity in order to implement the policy. So this is very necessity in an organization to implement an effective policy so that the goals can be attained easily. It is also recommended for the organizations that they should focus on developing an effective human resource strategy, which in order will help them to focus upon challenges that they undergo in the present scenario or the present trend. So this approach helps in addressing the present issues related to human resource developments, and among nowadays among the HRD approaches, the reward system and the employee engagement system is relevant to be implemented in the current scenario. So this is very necessary to evaluate the most appropriate system. It is important to incorporate efficient measures in order to attain the productivity, in order to increase the productivity. So this in order will help in motivating the employees to work in an ethical manner as well. So moving upon to the next next one of the very important aspects, which is theoretical perspective of strategic human resource management. Here, strategic human resource management leads to four types or ways of the perspectives. So one is fit perspective, which we had already discussed in our previous lectures, which is strategic fit and business fit. So you can please go through the previous lectures. Then next it is functional perspective, where yes, we had also discussed it. I'll put a light in this lecture as well. Then it is economic perspective, then it is typological perspective as well. So moving upon to theoretical perspective. Theoretical perspective, it majorly concentrates on internal and external resources. So it's internal resources and like skills with opportunities available in the external environment as well. Then I'll just make a small slide. Just kindly take a small break and come back to the video, so that you can the observation skills would be even higher when you take a small break and come back. Yes, I hope you all had a small break. Now speaking about theoretical perspective of SHRM. So fit perspective. So it is about internal resources and skills with opportunities available in the external environment as well. So it integrates the internal resources and the external resources. So fit perspective is whether the external environment we are able to fit in that environment. Then functional perspective. So an organization performs best when each department's unit maximizes its contribution limited to its unique area to expertise. So whenever you come across the term functional, so functional itself is the different departments in an organization. So it can be HR department, it can be finance department, it can be marketing department, it can be research and development department, it can be production department. So nobody can say that it is only the marketing department which has to increase the sales in order to earn profits. No, not necessarily. So each and every department has their unique perspective or unique fit which they will have to contribute to their maximize or to their expertise. So nobody can just wait for individual or the single functional department to work and the others can't just sleep. So it's very important for all the departments to function accordingly. Then going upon to the next economic perspective, human resources are a unique and distinguishable sources of competitive advantage. So here we speak about the demand and supply of the skills and talents or the knowledge present in the external environment, and what are those which we have in our internal organization. So economic perspective speaks about the demand and supply of the employees. Next, we are speaking about typological perspective. So this typological perspective is again have a distinct types of the HR strategies which have been divided into these three categories. So the first one is inducement, then it is investment, then it is involvement. So what you mean by inducement is that we need to, being a HR, it's very important for us to identify a thing that persuades or leads somebody to do something, that motivates. So what is that particular thing that motivates an employee to be more engaged and to give his best for the organization and to be much more effective? So every individual employee needs a motivational aspect. So what is the tool that leads to inducement? So what is it that persuades him to do something better and for better involvement in the organization? Then of course investment is also a very important aspects in not only HRM, in all the functional aspects. Next, going to involvement. Again, involvement speaks about employee engagement. So how you motivate them, how you persuade them to be maximize involvement, how you persuade them to take up voluntary engagement in any of the activities. Then how do you increase their morale, how do you increase their competencies? So all this speaks about employee involvement in order to achieve their goals and objectives, not only individual, even the organization as a whole. So thank you guys, thank you for watching this video. So here I would conclude this session, and next session we will speak about measures of HRM performance, then sustain competitive advantages through imitable HR practices, then the HRM and firm performance linkage, and a few of the other things. Thank you.